Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and we carry a lot of different things here at Haylett RV. So anytime we have a new addition to our lineup, first of all, mazel tov, but secondly, I like to give you a little bit of an idea of what makes these things tick. And I'm going to call this the introduction to the Arctic Wolf 2.0, because there have been some significant changes here that we'll get into that were really some of the big confidence boosting factors that we needed to feel comfortable representing this product here at Haylett RV. And I think it is something that is purpose built for a real widespread market segment that you're gonna like. And we're gonna start off with what they call the Arctic Wolf 12 pack, which is a dozen features of which they're very proud. Then we're going to go into a couple things that I specifically saw in them and some under the skin changes that I want you to know about. First is their automatic leveling system. Now this, once you get into the RVs that have bedroom slides, that becomes almost the market expectation. But the one that we're looking at right now does not have a bedroom slide. It's considered one of the smaller class of fifth wheels. And these often do not have auto leveling, but that is a standard feature here on an Arctic Wolf. It's just a push button, simple, easy feature that I like to point out. Now what's nice is their control panel does a lot of different things for us. So it has a hitch height memory function so that it's easier to get hooked and unhooked from the RV. It has a 12-volt battery readout so that I know how much power is coming off the battery of this thing. Additionally, one of the other things I thought was really cool about this, all four legs of the leveling system can be controlled individually. That's one of the things I like about that digital command center. It is very easy to see what you're doing, understand. You're not trying to figure out guess at codes or whatever. It's just simple and straightforward. Another thing that's really nice here, they didn't go with the cheapest system that they possibly could have. They went with an 18,000 pound rated auto leveling system. Keep in mind, the heaviest Arctic Wolves are probably going to be only in, at most, 11, maybe approaching 12,000 pounds. It is not a real heavyweight brand of fifth wheel. So this will always be more than capable of handling every single floor plan they ever make, even if it's loaded at full cargo capacity. Next is their use of a MORryde stable step system. This is something that a lot of people like, and it's not that it's entirely uncommon in the industry, but this is a more expensive step system, and this is a brand of RV that does have a pretty good level of price sensitivity focused upon it. They are trying to be very smart about how they go about this, and they're really focusing on big hitter, high value items like these steps. Now, you can see the sidewalls here, but it's hard to get to know what's below the skin. That is one of the nicer things that I liked about the Arctic Wolf series, is that they have a full 2-inch sidewall. That's a quality that we'll also find on our Sabres and our Cougars here at Haylett RV. It gives you an R9 sidewall versus an R7. And it's just that little bit of extra noise dampening that may also help give you a little bit more comfortable experience at your campsite. From there, I want to talk about the NXG frame that they use on the Arctic Wolves. It is a frame not used in a lot of fifth wheel production. Frankly, it's a frame not used even in a lot of travel trailer production. In trailers, we would find it on our Passports, White Hawks, Winnebagos, and here at Haylett RV, the only other time you'd find it on a fifth wheel is on the new Winnebago Voyage series. So it's just an uncommon thing. If you don't know about it, it is made with a high-strength, low-alloy steel, and it's a huck-bolted frame. Basically, it's built very much like an aircraft chassis, so that it is lighter without being weaker. Now, something that's kind of handy here, these are all a 50-amp service standard. What does that mean to you? Well, it means that if the Arctic Wolf here at Haylett RV you're looking at doesn't happen to have a second air conditioner and you would like one, then it is something that we can very easily install for you. And wherever you see this kind of junction box looking thing up there, that is your indicator as to know that's where it would install in the RV. From there, we hop back outside. We see they got these good looking aluminum wheels, but a little detail on them is a little tire pressure indicators on the valve stem caps. At a glance, you know the green means go and red means stop. So if that little guy right there is green, hit the road, Jack. If it's red, stop. Check her out, put some air in that thing. It's just a simple, easy way to prevent an otherwise kind of big problem from happening. Nobody wants to get a flat tire on a trip, and low air pressure is the #1 cause of them. this helps you avoid that. Next, we have our 10.7 cubic foot 12 volt vibration smart fridge. This is something built exclusively, intentionally for RV use. It is something that works very well for rumbling, jumbling down the road. And since it does not need a propane compressor system behind it, it means that in the same size as an 8 cubic foot gas electric fridge, you can have deeper shelves. It has deeper cavities, and it gets you an extra 2.7 cubic foot to get you up to that 10.7 total cubic feet. Pound for pound, dollar for dollar, you cannot get more cold storage than this right here, and it fits the DNA of this product flawlessly. I think Arctic Wolf might have been one of, if not the very first brand of fifth wheels to adopt the use of this feature right here. It is something that they are definitely on the bleeding edge of the razor on, and it's a reason that we wanted to see them out here at Haylett RV. Also in here we have our smart control system. Like at a glance you look at it, you're like, well, what are you talking about? It's the same switch panel as everybody else has got. But it has like a hidden version of the LCI1 control system into it. And you can really kind of tell that because right when you walk in the door it says, hey, congratulations, your RV has LCI1 control. So there's a free app you can download that you can control your major functions of this RV right from your phone. So if you want to operate the slides, the awnings, multiple light zones, etc., you can do all of that right here, which is really simple, easy, and handy. But what's also nice is you're like, I don't want to do all that. My phone has enough apps. I just don't want to do anymore. I don't want to constantly feel tethered to my phone. You don't have to, because this still just gives you a conventional switch panel. It just gives you the ability to be a little more techish. Now, something that kind of excited me in this class, category, size, budget, price point, whatever, however you want to slice that cake, you sometimes have reduced height slide outs. And they did a good job here of maximizing their slide height for this category with a 6'4" slide clearance on the main decks. Case in point, what does that mean for a big goofball like me? Well, it means I can stand in the slide out without my head hitting the ceiling. And again, I'm 6'2", 6'3", whatever. That is something I appreciate because I'm kind of a klutzy guy. So if I stand up at that dining table, say, and I want to get up and head over to the fridge, I'm not going to be knocking my noggin on this thing. It's a no noggin knocker. Yeah, we'll go with that. Next, we have these handy zebra shades, which you find a lot through the Cherokee family of RVs, of which the Arctic Wolf is. And they let you do a lot here. So like on the left, you see you've got a total like sun blackout. But if you roll it up a little bit, you can line up those slats to let some or a lot of light through. Or obviously, you can just keep raising them up and get them completely out of the way. So instead of day shades or night shades, you have a day and night shade that can do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want it, wherever you want it. Next is our bedding. You will find that every single Arctic Wolf here at Haylett RV has at least a 60 by 80 queen bed, which is what you'll find in a north-south bed. And when you get into models where like up top here, you see where it says relax. That tells you this has a 60 by 80 bed. If you find a model that says suite, as in like a hotel suite, not like that is a sweet dessert, then it will have a true king. Very often in this industry, when I say king bed, I mean 70 by 80. But in the case of an Arctic Wolf, it will be a true 72 by 80 king bed, which pretty cool. And finally, a handy electric space heating fireplace, which these things are, if you've never camped, they are highly underappreciated. I was doing an RV tour in something yesterday, and as you've noticed outside, it's very cold at the time of this filming. It was colder yesterday by about 10 degrees. I'm glad that it's 29 today, and I'm happy for that. Like, that's a blissful 29. But these things heat your living space incredibly well. And it is a great way, like, if you're going to be someplace spring, fall camping, you don't want to burn up your propane on the furnace. Well, chances are you paid for their electricity. Why burn up your propane? And we've covered a lot of great features. That concludes, actually, the Arctic Wolf 12-pack. So what I want to look at now are a couple other things that I noted on these that I think were excellent features that I want to point out, because I think that they're high-value items. They just don't happen to be necessarily focused upon in a brochure. First is the fact that no matter what, your centralized air conditioner system is going to be a 15,000 BTU air unit. And again, you always have the option of adding a second air conditioner to these, but your main AC will always be a 15,000 BTU air unit on an Arctic Wolf here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Something else I noticed, again, it's a price-sensitive fifth wheel, but they do the things you're going to use, see, feel, touch, the important stuff you're going to enjoy every day. They do well, like a heat massage theater seat. And notice, like, they tend to use a little bit bigger seating. You've got that larger central console, which allows you that handy little central, I don't know, bucket storage, for lack of a better, prettier marketing phrase, which is so handy for keeping, like, if you don't want the grandkids to get to your phone, or your own kids, or if you want to just keep the remote controls for the TV out of the way. It's a nice spot, not to mention keeping that little backside of yours warmed up in spring and fall with that space heater going at your toes. It gets the job done, and it gets it done well. Once again, showing its DNA as a member of the Cherokee family is the plethora of USB outlets that you find here. You see that there's some by the theater seat, there's some by a sofa, there's USB plugs in the kitchen on both sides of the bed. There's like at least a dozen of these things all over the place. One of the cool things about USB plugs, they are 12-volt powered. So if you are going to be a little bit off-grid, you've got a handy little way to keep your phones topped off. Speaking of off-grid, they have a side-mount exterior solar prep plug for like a portable suitcase solar system, but they also have the opportunity to add the optional Cherokee Juice Pack, which is a small but high-efficiency 50-watt raised panel up on the roof, and a couple other things like the voltage meter that you see right here. So if you want to go off-grid, you want to keep that fridge running, you want to keep the lights and the fans going, this is a brand that is very easily capable of accommodating those things. This brand has also shown itself to me as one that is very good about smart storage solutions. Like if we look here, this is kind of what you expect to see in a kitchen nowadays. If you got opposing slides in an island kitchen like we're looking at, you're like, yeah, I want to see all this stuff open up. But they do a couple other neat little things that are easy to miss. Basically, anywhere that you would find like a dead air pocket in one of these, you're going to see that they do something with it instead of letting it go to waste. And that's not true just inside of the RV. If there's a little spot that they could open up outside, you can bet your paycheck they're going to find a way to do it. And speaking of storage, one of the things I love is what they did up here in the bedroom. Below their TV hookups, you see that you've got this huge closet storage space. It's something that, instead of going with a slide out, they went with this like integrated closet and shoe garage right here. It gives you all the same storage, but you don't lose that window over there. You also are not adding extra weight and cost and extra seal points into the RV. It does a lot of things really well, and this was one of the main features. What this did to their floor plans was one of the big factors in which I personally said, this is something that I think we really need to add to our lineup here at Haylett RV. This is a nerd preferred feature right here. And just like the slide outs, a shower I can actually stand in, and a shower head that I don't have to duck my head to reach to. Yes, please. Thank you very much. And smart design decisions like sealed edge counters through the entirety of the RV. Once again, that Cherokee DNA showing its head right there. This is something that was really kind of pioneered by the Cherokee travel trailer brand, kind of the core Cherokee, that was adopted and brought into their laminated segment here in the Arctic Wolves. Similarly, you'll find some really eye-catching stuff, and that's the thing. Like, we've talked about a lot of good features, but this is a good-looking series of RVs. You're not, just buying because it's a little bit more affordable and lighter weight. It looks sharp. This is something you can really be proud of. It has the hot sauce, man. And I don't mean that just inside. I mean, look at that. This thing has some serious curb appeal to her. So one of the big construction updates, and one of the reasons I call this Arctic Wolf 2.0, let me clarify that first. I call it Arctic Wolf 2.0 because they have a new management team there, and it's not that I have anything against the previous folks if you're watching this, which I know a lot of people, even in the industry, watch my videos. It's just that there's different people running it now. There's a little different mindset, different logic. And one of the indicators of that is that they are fully framing out all of their windows now. which is something that this brand didn't do in the past. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, Rockwood doesn't frame out their windows, and they do just fine. There's more than one way to skin a cat. You can build a very good RV without framing out your windows, but you have to heavily jig the walls. And that's something that you folks at home could never see. But knowing what I know, knowing the people that I know, living close to this industry, getting to do factory tours, that's the stuff that I saw. And what could happen, because they had loose handheld jigs that they would route the window out. Well, that jig wouldn't always be laid on the wall square. It wouldn't always be straight. So the window would fit, but the window might not be level, and it would roll down the production line that way. And that's just not something that I would be comfortable purchasing. So it's not something that I'm necessarily comfortable representing. And that is not the case here anymore. Whether it's new floor plans, updated construction, the logic behind this product is not just, buddy, let's make her purty and let's sell a bunch, let's roll some iron. It's, you know, we can do those things, but we can also build it better. We can build it right. And that was really one of the most important influencing factors that, at least important to me, when we made the decision to add the Arctic Wolf series to our lineup here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. I also really like the use of the cargo rack on the back here, like you see on a lot of the other Cherokee family products. It's something that is very flexible, because obviously it can hold a spare tire, but you want to put some bikes on it, some extra cargo, some totes, some coolers, or even a small portable generator, because you want to take this sucker off-grid for a real extended period of time and you want to run the air conditioner. It gives you the ability to do a lot of different things. And again, the daily use features like the slam latches and nicer metallic ones. The magnet holdbacks, the sealed hinges on, you know, your baggage doors, little stuff like that adds up to me, because this is something, you know, these things right here, these are things I'm going to use, see, feel, touch every day. And kind of like if your spouse squeezes the toothpaste from the wrong end of the tube, it's that little stuff that just starts to annoy you after a long weekend that you're not going to have to deal with here. And I could keep going on. You know, I could get down to some real fine details and some nitty-gritty, but I think you get the idea. It's what I call smarter class camping, and it's probably in the fifth wheel market one of the best definitions of that phrase that is just a nonsense phrase I came up with, but it makes sense to me. And if you're thinking like I'm thinking, then first of all, you should probably see a licensed psychiatrist. But secondly, give our team a call here at Haylett RV. All we ever ask for in return for our efforts on these videos is just the fair opportunity to earn your family's business when you are ready. We don't do hidden dealer fees, but we do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. That is a chilly, chilly wind.